Good morning, this is Kelly Hobart from Alpaca Direct, and I'm here on Technique Tuesday, and we are talking about crochet project. Yay! I finally got around to doing my crochet slippers, and the goal that I had for my slippers was to make a pattern that was super simple that a beginning crocheter could do. So we didn't have any slip stitches joining the rounds. We didn't have anything at all that was complicated. There was only one stitch, and that was a half double crochet 3 together, and I'm going to show you how to do that. But other than that, we had a super simple project for you to work on. So as we're going along, let's make sure, and you tell us where you're from, maybe what you're working on, and if you have pattern ideas for us or future Facebook Live projects that you would like to see, maybe something that you want to learn. Maybe you're thinking about doing entrelac or something like that, and you'd like to have a project where we talk about that and show that. I would be happy to do that for you. You just have to post it in the comments. And as usual, every week we have a prize. And so in order to enter to win the prize, you post comments in the comments section and you're automatically entered. And maybe you can share with your friends so that we can teach as many people as possible and encourage them to learn and enjoy the craft of crochet and or knitting. And it is super fun, keeps your brain going. It's sort of like a puzzle, and I just love doing it. So here I go. So here are the slippers that I did for this week, and it's using lovely Kabasi yarn. And the reason why I chose the Kabasi yarn is because it is a cotton and bamboo, and it has silk, and it has some nylon for longevity, and it just made a really nice fabric for slippers in the summertime, not too hot. So, and you know, all of you out there, that bamboo is a product that actually keeps things from getting smelly. And so if you're wearing slippers around for any length of time, and don't forget to throw them in the wash machine, you will have slippers that smell just fine because the bamboo does that for you. So that's why we love bamboo products so much, and we actually sell bamboo tops and leggings and all different things. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and take a look at that at alpacadirect.com.
There's some people joining us and they wanted to know if this was knit or crochet.
Oh, this morning it's crochet. My goodness, I finally was able to do a couple crocheted projects, and Brittany, who works for us, she is a very talented crocheter. She has this wonderful pattern that she did here, and I'll talk about this one. This will be the second pattern that we're releasing, and what I love about this pattern that she did is she didn't just do normal half double crochet. Look at the inside of it. She made a super soft, you know how sometimes on the bottom of the slippers you're stepping on almost what feels like pearl bumps on the stitches, and she avoided that by doing this kind of a fabric on the inside of it. So this is more of an advanced pattern, and it will be released later on this week for us. And she did hers in 2 colors. And it's super, super beautiful. So it's more of an advanced pattern, but definitely one that people can do. Also, for all of you out there who do slippers out of wool or anything that might be slippery, I wanted to talk about this bottom. And you can take puff paint, and puff paint kind of looks like that. And what you can do is put it on the bottom of your slipper. Now this takes well over 24 hours to dry, maybe about 2 days to dry. And I would say when you're doing these puff paint on the bottom of your slippers, lay your slipper flat down, and then make sure to test it. Take a piece of printer paper like I have here and have it folded in half. And what you're looking for is to get some very wide stripes. So what you can do is you can just go along and by hand just draw the pattern and just try and get the stripes that you want on your paper first. Oops, see how it splats like that? So that was just a little bit of air that was in there, and you might have to squish harder and oops, and spread it around to make your design look like you want it to look. Brittany said it was making your stripes wider was a fantastic thing because it gave more surface area of non-slip. So doing your pattern that you're going to be using first on a piece of paper before you actually put it on your slipper is always a good idea.
Why don't you hold up the label so they can see it?
Of these puff
Yeah,
paints?
yeah.
Yeah, you can buy these at any craft store. You can buy them at Walmart. You can buy them at Michael's. You can buy them anywhere like that, and they're less than $2. Sometimes you can find them on sale for $1. So they're really economical way to keep anyone from slipping when they're wearing their slippers. Because Jim, you said even your slippers get slippery sometimes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I was thinking about doing that for Jim's. Although I don't put anything on the bottom of mine, but I could do that. So if you're doing knit and or crochet, anytime that you want to have that non-skid bottom, this is a really economical way to do it. And just remember that it takes a couple days to dry. So as we're going along, we are talking about our slippers, and I had my little pattern here, and my goal was to find a slipper pattern that was super easy, that even beginners could do, right? So, and I guess my most difficult part that I had is how to make a heel that the novice or very beginning crocheter could do and be successful at it. So that was my project with that. So anyways, I went through short row crocheted heel, and that was a little too difficult, I thought, for a beginning crocheter. And then I ended up doing sort of like a heel flap like you would do in knitting. So you'd do 6 rows of your half double crochet and make a heel flap, and then decrease into a point, so that was the center of the back of the heel, and then pick up stitches on both sides and go ahead and join it back into the round and do a few rounds for the cuff, and then you were done. So it was super, super simple. So that was great. And then a word to the wise. I was also, when I was doing this pattern, it says when to start the heel, and I said about 2.5 inches. And on this slipper, I did that, and it did not, the fabric actually stayed pretty much the same because it's 55% cotton, so it did fine. But on this one, I did just about the exact same amount of rows, and you could see how it grew. So when you're doing your slippers, it kind of depends on what yarn you choose. This is English Garden Rios by Malabrigo, and it is a superwash wool. And you know from experience, most of us out there know that the superwash wool can stretch. And it's because of the way that they made it superwash. The treatment that they used to make it superwash makes it stretch. And so always keep that in mind when you're doing your slipper. And if you need to, I would say even pre-block it. You know how I always pre-block it? I'll stick something in the sink, let it soak, see how much it stretches, and then you can get the right measurements before you go ahead and go through all that work just to find that your slipper is much bigger than you thought it would be. Okay?
So they're a little bit bigger, huh?
Do you see how they're bigger? Yeah. So pre-blocking does a wonderful thing. Also, for those of you who are beginning crocheters out there, using a little stitch marker that is like a safety pin type, when you're crocheting and say you have to put your work down and you want to come back to it later, but you don't want your stitches to become unraveled, you can actually stick the safety pin stitch marker in position, and it will keep your stitch from coming out. So this is just a little trick that I like to use when I'm crocheting so that my project doesn't come unraveled, and hopefully you'll find that interesting, or useful if you need to do that. And so now as we're going along, oh, also I forgot to mention to you, we just brought in some new buttons. And so my goal for the buttons when I was looking for buttons is in our area we have a store that used to carry a ton of buttons no longer is carrying that many buttons. So I felt like we needed that in our area. So what I was looking for is buttons that are cute, but not ones that are gonna break the bank, and ones that are useful and maybe recycled materials or different things like that. So Jim, can you focus in on a couple of these little, let me just grab a couple here. You see up close? These are really cute buttons, and they're very economical, and they can be used for your projects. It's just a sample of 2 of them that we brought in. So, and
Why don't you show the other
here's
ones?
a couple
Kind of dark.
more. So we have a whole bunch of buttons now that we have available for sale for you. If you're working on your projects and you need buttons, take a look at them. You might be able to find something that you like. So that's totally awesome. So now for this last week, our winner had won this Zebra ball, and the customers had chosen the green colorway. Although whoever the winner is for today, if they wanted the blue colorway, they could choose that as well. They just have to put it in the notes when they give us their address, and we can change that for them. And then this was the Kabasi Plus that I used for when I crocheted my slippers, and I did the small size slipper with one skein, and I had plenty left. This is 177 yards at 55% cotton, 16% bamboo, 21% elastic, and 8% silk. So it's a really nice product. So if you needed house slippers for the summertime, it's a great product for that.
There's a question, how
sure.
is it different than regular Kabasi? Kabasi Plus.
You know, the Kabasi Plus is a heavier weight. Yes, it's a heavier weight. But the regular Kabasi is still absolutely fantastic, and it's made out of the same content. A Kabasi is a sock yarn, the regular Kabasi, and the Kabasi Plus, I've used it for blankets, I've used it for all kinds of stuff. So it's just a much thicker weight, and it still has that nice, a nice twist to it that keeps, protects it and makes it so it's a long-lasting yarn. So as we're going along, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and let me know. And if you have ideas for anything at all, just go ahead and post them, and then you'll be entered to win the prize that we have for this week. And I haven't talked about what the prize is. I chose 3 different needles of 2 different products, and one of them is called Dreams, the other one's called Waves. And the Waves has the squishy handle, and the Dreams have they're a wooden crochet hook. And so you guys can let me know what you think you might like, the squishy handle or the wood, and we can have that for the prize for next week. So that'll be totally awesome for the crocheters out there.
What do you like about each one of them?
Well, I like the squishy type handles. I'm a fan of of that kind of a handle because it's easier for me to grab onto. I don't know, I just started using these kind of handles, so I always use that kind, and I find it's more comfortable. I can crochet for a long time, and my hands don't get tired. So it's totally fantastic. Oh, another thing that I wanted to bring up was, as we're going along and we're doing socks and slippers, do you remember this little cardboard thing that we used when we made our, what was it, Fish Lips Kiss Heel? They told us to make a pattern where we stand on a piece of cardboard and we print out our foot. And I thought these were really handy and useful for when we're doing our slippers. And so that you can kind of have say it's 2.5 inches or what have you, you put a line across it, and then and you make sure to put the person's name on them. Maybe you have a lot of family members that you do slippers and or socks for. And what you're looking for is you slip this on the foot, and the goal is to have it fit on there comfortably but not too snug. Now these are Brittany slippers, and but you can still see that they would fit this, they would actually fit my foot. See? Isn't that cool? And I bet when they stretch on there, I bet they would fit my foot perfectly. Huh? Nice! Those are really nice. But having these little sock forms that you can keep in your notions bag or somewhere in your knitting bag, so that when you have loved ones that you're working for, you don't have to guess what their size is, you have it handy. So, and this is just, all I did to make this is, you can take any piece of cardboard and you actually stand on a piece of cardboard, and then you take your Sharpie or the black permanent marker and you just carefully outline your foot, trying to keep the marker as straight up and down as you can so it's a true measurement of your foot. And then you can have one of these to use when you're doing your projects, and you don't have to take off your shoe, take off your sock, try it on your foot, and see if it works. You can use this instead. So that is just a little thing, and that can be used for crochet and or knitting. Yes, Jimmy, you're right. We are gonna be starting a new knit club we have started. and it's totally fantastic. We have already had quite a few people sign up, and we're so excited about it. And my goal for our knit club is to have some wonderful patterns that we have from our designers. And of course, it's all yarn that I have tested and tried. It's tried and true. And I try to make a really nice pairing of the yarns with the patterns. So you'll be getting a project that works really well with the yarn that you're provided for each project that you're going to be working on. So I'm really excited about that. And then may get some little goodies of things that I like to use, as far as maybe notions or something that helps you make something else. And so I don't want to give away all the surprises, but it's going to be pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to that, and welcome to all of you who have joined in on our knit club. And I'm very excited to share with you all of the projects that we have in store for you. And a lot of our projects that we have are accessories. But one thing I wanted to say about that is we're going to be mixing it up. If we do one project that's a shawl, then we'll be doing something else the next time. And we'll keep it all different and try and keep different weights of yarn. Some summertime yarns, some as it gets cooler, wintertime yarns, and some lighter yarns, and all different kinds of things for you. So you can be surprised every month. It's not going to be the same old thing. And we're going to have some beautiful colors and all different kinds of things for you. But these will be yarns that I have tried, and some of them are my favorite yarns. So some of you out there might have seen the yarns that you'll get into your package. And what I'm doing is I'm not trying to, I'm trying to get the best of the best yarns that I enjoy the most, because I want to get them into your hands so that you can see why and how much I love them and why I love them. So when you're working with them, you'll be excited about it because they're great products. So that's just a little blurb on that.
Okay.
And then, sure.
Just because we were sold out, we opened it up just for a few more people, but we're going to close it for June because we have to get all the product ordered.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So if you're thinking about joining the knit club, now might be the time, because we're going to be closing it, and it's going to be closed fairly soon, right, Jim?
Tomorrow. Well,
yeah.
for June.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
And so we're cutting it off, but we had a certain number that we opened it up, and we just extended it a little bit because there were some more people who wanted in.
Okay.
But we only have a few more slots.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds good. So if you're interested, go ahead and sign up for that, and it'll be great fun, and we get to learn together. And I'm also trying to infuse a variety of different skills of things that you might enjoy, and I'm going to be backing up the projects with videos for you to learn from, and any sticky points in any of the projects. I will make sure to address any issues you might have, and have that video support there for you so that you can have a great time and enjoy your knitting project. So anyway, that's totally exciting. I'm very excited about that. Let's see. Now let's talk about the crocheted slipper that we had today. And this pattern that I have is, I call them the summer slipper pattern, and I'm going to come on over here.
You might give it a different name, I guess you said.
Yeah, I may give it a different name, but it's essentially all done, and I've crocheted it quite a few times, so it's a fun project. And I thought the hardest thing when we were doing this was our half double crochet 3 together. And if you look right here, this is a half double 3 crochet together. It goes from this, here, and here. And if you look up here on the top, it's just one loop. So it took 3 stitches and turned it into 1. Okay? So we're going to talk about how I did this. Okay? And we put our crochet hook. When you insert your crochet hook, for you beginning crocheters out there, the working yarn should be in the front. So see if you see it pulling. That's how you would insert it correctly. All right, and let me just do it 1 half double crochet. So to do a half double crochet, I did a yarn over, and then I insert my hook into the next stitch, and I bring that yarn over out, and I do a yarn over again from the back to the front and bring it on through. That's a regular half double crochet. Okay, now we're going to do a half double crochet 3 together. So we start with a yarn over, insert that hook into the next stitch, do a yarn over and bring it back out, and then we do a yarn over and bring that through 2, yarn over again, go into the next stitch, yarn over again, bring it back through, yarn over again, bring it through 2. Now we have one more stitch that we're going to be bringing that into here. So we go through here, yarn over, bring it back out, bring that back through. Now we have 4 loops left on our hook. We do one last yarn over and bring it through all 4 loops. And that is a half double crochet 3 together, which is pretty cool. It's pretty easy. All right, so I think that was the hardest part of the whole thing, was the half double crochet 3 together. And let's take a look at this actual sock. And if we look at it, do you see it? It kind of looks like a knitted toe, right? And all you do is, when you're making it, you go to these edges right here and you would increase. So on each edge, you're just going to be doing this. You're going to do a half double crochet, 3 half double crochet in 1 stitch. So 2 and 3. And then you go to the other edge. See how there's 3 half double crochet in that 1 stitch? So you would do it 3 half double crochet here, 3 half double crochet here. Go back to this 3 half double crochet, do it again here and here until you get your sock built up back and forth and the toe is complete. And then you just go in a spiral. You don't, instead of joining on at the beginning of the round, you just keep going around and around. So it goes like this, around and around, up, 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 up. And so if you look at it, do you see how it goes on a spiral? Isn't that cool? So it's a super easy pattern, and we'll be releasing this for you in case any of you out there want to make these summer slipper socks, doing simple crochet. And you don't have to be an avid crocheter to be able to do this. All you have to do is be adventuresome. A knitter can do this. And I would venture to say, for you knitters out there that have never tried crochet, you could try these socks. Because what I like about these socks is they're a little bit thicker than a normal sock that you would knit. And so it makes for a great slipper. And it's super fast. I mean, literally you can get them done in probably under 2 hours per slipper, or even less for the avid crocheters. So don't, just because it's crochet, give it a try. I mean, you might really like it. I love doing different things, so I tell myself, yes, I'm a knitter, but I do enjoy doing crochet too, because I don't know, it's something, it's just another game or puzzle to fix. And so I like doing puzzles, and so crocheting is totally awesome. So for any of you knitters out there who haven't tried crochet, give it a try. And this is a super first pattern for you to work on. And then we are going to be looking forward to Brittany's beautiful slippers. And these are, they look totally different. They look much more refined, and she has a different kind of a heel that she does. So we did our own individual patterns. We didn't really share, not too much. I mean, we kind of did our own things with these. But you see how those are made with almost knit looking stitches, and that's done by crocheting in the 3rd loop. And you can learn how to do that on this pattern. So let's get back to our prize for this last week, and let's take a look and see what we had for a winner for this last week. It's Dale Curry. Yay! Dale Curry won Stark 6. And this is what we use to make the night shift shawl. And it is a beautiful yarn that has long colorways. It'll also make a great shawl, regular shawl of any sort. And it's a fantastic wool yarn. Very, very nice. So all you have to do is give us your address. And if you want to put in your selection, if you wanted green or blue, you could do that. Or you could just take this green one if you don't mind what the customers have chosen for you. And so congratulations, Dale. And that is fantastic. Now the one for this week is our Knitter's Pride Dreams and Waves. These are 3 different crochet hooks. Yes, Jim?
No, it's okay.
So, and so you choose either wood or the squishy handle. And so, and then that way you can get to try out crochet hooks. Maybe you're a knitter that has never tried crochet, huh? You'll have 3 new hooks that you could try. You could do these slippers. And these slippers are done with worsted weight yarn. And so any worsted weight yarn will work. So you could give that a go and see if that works for you. Let's see here. So my summary for today was crochet really is a lot of fun. And thinking about how to solve problems such as how to make a heel that would be easy to do for the beginning crocheter, it was fun. I actually looked at all different kind of heels in crochet. I had never looked at that before. So learning something new is always fun. And then making patterns that can be done quickly. I love quick knit or quick crocheted projects. I just love it. I love doing stuff quick. And also, it's fun to be able to do patterns that you can do for social knitting situations. So these kind of patterns are great for knitting and crocheting in groups. So being able to do the slippers at your crochet group is fantastic. Yes, and then you have to look and wait for us until we release the patterns for these 2, and they're going to be released soon. So Jim, you know when you're going to be doing that?
This week sometime,
soon,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Kathleen is gone right now?
She's just coming back, I think.
Oh, okay. Hi, Kathleen. If you're out there, hello. Kathleen is the one that she does a lot of marketing for us, and she is very talented.
And tech editing.
Yes. So, anyways, that's so fantastic. Let's see. Did I miss anything, Jim? I don't think so. I think I got everything. So, I hope that you enjoy these slippers and enjoy these patterns. We put a lot of time and effort into these so that you can enjoy them with us. And I thought Brittany's were totally fantastic with that super soft sole. And so I haven't done these ones yet, and I'm going to be doing these. I was messing around with mine, and now I want to do Brittany's because, I don't know, these are pretty special. Anyway, so you look forward to having these patterns released, and we will talk to you this next week. And this next week, what are we going to be talking about? I don't know. I'm having a hard time deciding. I kind of want to do an entrelac project or maybe a shawl. So, what's that, Jim?
Just ask them.
Yes. So if you guys want to let me know what you would like to see, if you have any skills or anything like that that you would like to have me talk about, I'd be happy to talk about those with you. Maybe you like stacked increases, such as the fox paws. Maybe we should talk about a little stacked increase scarf or something like that. So you let me know what you want to work on, and I'll be thinking about it too. And we'll get together next week at 9:30. And we can enjoy whatever project I decide to do at that time. So you guys take care and have a great week. We're getting very close to Memorial Day, right, Jim?
Yep.
Yes, it's just a few weeks away, and the weather is beautiful outside. So you take care of yourself, be safe, and we'll talk to you next week.
Finish button isn't working today.